electrophonic here. Just another day recovering from surgery and other things. I don't really like getting into detail about the surgery because it's obviously not really that important to talk about considering the whole situation with it. I am just going to mention that it's slightly not obnoxious the way things go with certain people. The issue I had with one guy, I don't know. I can't really describe what happened. It was just a weird situation. Some people are just jerks, I guess. I'm not really interested in their excuses sometimes, especially when you have people like when you explain to people that you are friends with certain people and they act like, oh my god, you're friends with so-and-so? Okay, for one, I'm just gonna mention the fact that, what happened a couple of years ago with this individual, and, half of it wasn't even true, to be honest. What happened was he took a picture of a person spreads a lie, and then, oh my gosh, the lie turns out to be wrong. And the lie was a complete freaking crap shot that got him banned for life from the convention, which, FYI, when he got married, his wife was put under a microscope. I mean, I honestly got so frustrated with that. I mean, what the hell? You're basically telling, you're putting an innocent person under a microscope because of who she married. Secondly, the individual in question has never done anything wrong. He took a picture and that was it. There was no obscure shot like somebody accused him of. There was nothing. I saw the picture myself and it's not even there. And yet, his wife has to be instantly told that she's under a microscope? Okay, that's fucking stupid. I mean, this is a person who has never even attended this convention, and yet they're punishing her? That is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, I honestly don't know what's worse. Listening to a bunch of freaking idiot Naruto fanatics going on a whole tirade about how Naruto this, Naruto that, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. No, I'm not lying. That's basically how I see Naruto fans. They all act the same. No offense to anyone who likes Naruto, but your fan base needs to fucking grow up. It's not the only anime out there that's end-all be-all. I'm just saying because I hate to tell you that, that anime is so freaking stupid. It has no real plot and has no basis. Yeah, that's what 90% of people at this anime convention watch is Naruto stupid and get upset that girls like me who don't like Naruto are not playing around. Call it just the fact that she is a freaking... I'm not really sure why it's such an issue now, but my friend's wife has been so massively depressed because of her, of the whole thing, and the fact that the person that did this to him has gotten away with nothing. Not even the fact that she caused irreparable mental and damage to people. She literally turned an entire fan group of people against my best friend. And now, oh, we're sorry. she's the victim. You shouldn't be, enabling him. He's not doing anything. He moved out of state just to get away from this rumor and is absolutely devastated that he has to spend the rest of his life with this over his fucking head. Gee, thanks a lot, huh? Thanks a lot, little lady. I'm kind of glad that everybody at, this convention can turn around and tell people, oh, it's okay. You can blame an innocent human being, but, when it's proven to be false, he's still guilty. Even though it has been proven false so many damn times, and yet, oh, he's guilty no matter what. You know what? That is a fucking dumb-ass reason to do something. And I want to tell people at any anime convention, no, this behavior is not okay. You can tell the people at Nandasa-kan to go screw themselves. Thank you. I literally sat through an entirety of the fan base thinking that people like this So, yeah, I'm just gonna mention that now, that while I do understand that Nandasa-kan and other conventions like it act the same way, this behavior of blaming an individual for something that someone else does is not okay in its sense, but, you know, I can sit through an anime convention and go, huh, I don't really want to hang out with you guys. Bye! And go hang out with my own group of friends. That personally actually pissed off a bunch of people at Nandasa-kan one year. Is I didn't want to hang out with popular people. So I decided to hang out with the crowd that is the outcasts within the outcasts. And that's kind of stupid to do, but you don't really get much of a way of choice on this one. This is probably because the crowd that I hung with don't really, like a lot of the stuff that's going on. Like, some of the animes I like are pretty much not going to be the kind of stuff that anyone will watch with me. Like, seriously, nobody would want to watch some of the stuff I like. I sat through watching, I don't know, there's this movie and I don't really like this movie, and people are like, oh, this movie's so awesome, blah blah blah. I mean, seriously, these are people that probably think that that watching the Titanic sink is entertaining, or some Jack and Rose type of bullshit. I mean, no offense, I hate Jack and Rose. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And people get so offended when I tell them I don't like romantic crap. And people are like, you're so immature for not liking romance. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm asexual. I don't understand why people think that me not liking, I don't know, some retarded guy, sorry about the language there, some stupid guy kissing a girl and being all goofy is so cute. It's kind of gross. I find it kind of disgusting because, I'm sorry to mention it, but romance is kind of dead to me. I mean, I was raised asexual, and as someone who is learning disabled, who has like zero in the way of romance stuff, I don't get it. It's like telling me I am supposed to like it, and suddenly I get told, well, you're supposed to like it. And then you're told, well, I don't. I mean, who am I really harming when I tell somebody I don't do romance? I mean, seriously, what's wrong with just saying I don't do romantic crap? I don't do kissing and crap that most people think, oh my god, you should like this. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. I am not into this kind of stuff. You guys are into that. I am into watching, I don't know, I am into watching stuff that doesn't involve kissing and getting all wishy-washy and stuff. And I was like, I remember, there was this girl at this one convention I was at, and she got on my case about the fact I hate to be romantic. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe you don't like this. Thanks. I don't need to be put on a spot, you know? I mean, it just didn't really... I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's just silly to me. And I don't understand how anyone can be upset with me not wanting to be hoity-toity, romantic pantsy kind of person. I mean, I don't understand. I don't get how that is wrong when I have to sit through a boring old movie like the one my mother used to make me watch. FYI, my mom made me watch, what movie was it? Pretty Woman. Oh my god, that movie was so boring and so dull. I could sit through Practical Magic. At least Practical Magic actually showed Wicca in a positive light. But, oh no, I have to watch this romantic bullshit with a lowbrow actress pretending to be a prostitute with a guy whose every single romance movie has been the same ever since, and the only time he's ever been different is if he's doing the movie Chicago. Can you please tell me this is not a freaking joke to me? Because I don't understand how anyone can watch a romance movie and not get the fact that it's all the same bullshit. No offense to the fans, but you're looking at a girl who spent 99.99999% of her time being told by special ed teachers that you don't date in special ed. That you're basically being discouraged from dating, as you know. I never got it. I never took... I couldn't tell you how many times I've had to sit through watching a Dragon Ball Z movie and go, okay, I don't understand this. What are you guys telling me? I don't understand. Because every time someone gets really bent out of shape at me, it's always been those fans of anime or sci-fi or something, and they get really defensive when you tell them, you don't like watching some romantapanta bullshit. I mean, it's not like I'm hurting anybody by telling somebody I don't like romance. It's just not my cup of tea. And it is so funny when you get someone like my mother-in-law who has sat me down and said, "You'll like it." No, I won't. I can't handle anything romantic because it just is such a turn-off to me. Give me an action movie any day of the fucking week and I will be happy. But if you put me on that spot where I have to sit there and watch over and over again Naruto, it's like when people try to get me to watch Naruto and they don't understand why I don't understand the whole concept of believe it. I mean, seriously, is the kid like a broken record? I do not understand any of that. It is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and people get so angry at me for telling the truth and saying I'm not into this. Yeah, if you guys want to know what I'm doing, I'm actually, doing the, seriously? Off all the I need. So yeah, I never could get into that whole thing. I mean, I sat through all this stuff as a teenager. I mean, I had one girl in my class who was like totally smitten with I don't know what's his name, Leonardo whatever Crapio or whatever the fuck he's called. And she's like, well, he's back in high school, she was like totally smitten with him. I just sort of looked at her like she was a complete and utter psycho. And, I mean, I didn't understand how bad that is to call her a psycho. Because all she ever talked about was how she was going to marry him and bullshit. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't understand. And she got on my case because apparently being a special ed student, I was supposed to like her behavior. And when I told her I didn't like it, she got mad at me about I called Leo ugly. But to me, he wasn't really cute. He was just, you know, the same. I mean, it wasn't as if I was really going to hurt him or anything, but he kinda just acted all the same to me. I mean, seriously, he just was all the same. Same old. I mean, I don't get it. I never understand how anybody can fall in love with somebody and then get a crush on something, and then years later you're like, what the frick is wrong with you? You're mentally diseased or something. Not that having a crush is a bad thing. I mean, I had a crush on Luke Skywalker, but I knew he was fictitious. I didn't really have a crush on him. I'm just sort of, well, it was expected that as an LD, I wasn't supposed to have a crush on anyone. Because we are not allowed to date. We're not allowed to do anything as a learning disabled person. And that in itself is part of eugenics, but unfortunately, that's way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to tell people that, it's just the way the cookie crumbled. For me as a kid, I wasn't allowed to date. And honestly, that was just the way it was. I mean, I never challenged the rules that were put in place for me. I never questioned it because it was, well, it never really was an issue. I never understood how it was an issue. I mean, honestly, it wasn't as if I was really going to ever meet anybody that I was gonna actually fall in love with. My husband was basically somebody I met at a convention, and he was super nice to me, and I absolutely loved him. But in all, that was it. That was all I could do. It was the fact that growing up and you had a crush on somebody, you literally couldn't really have a crush on somebody. That was virtually impossible. I mean, no offense, but I've been through the special ed in the 1980s and 1990s, and we weren't really allowed to date. We were told, this is how things work, this is how everything works. You can't just change an entire mindset of an entire community because that's just the way it was. I was not expecting anyone from the... Nobody expects you to change your opinion, but you get sort of told I mean, it kind of sucks that was the way the way it was done back then, but I don't know how anyone can live with that kind of behavior, but knowing that was the expectation. I mean, my mom thought that was pretty ridiculous, but you don't question a sped teacher. They're always right. You can't just tell a kid, yeah, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's just... Unfortunately, that is the way the fandom is. You can't just expect the entire fan base to change their entire fan base. No. That is just the problem you just face. You can't get rid of it. I mean, I sat through... So yeah, that's just the way the fan base was. I mean, I don't think it's really that bad anymore, but honestly, I told my mom once, I don't understand the whole concept that people tell me that the way I was being brought up in the special ed era of the 1990s was wrong, but you can't change it. I mean, that's just the problem that we have in special ed is you're raised to not fight City Hall. You're given the rules you're given. And while people tell you those rules aren't fair, you're just told, you know what, you live with it. I've never fought my own... And when it comes to video games, that's why I like video games. It doesn't matter who's on the other side when you play. You're just playing with other people. You don't know, they don't know you. They don't know who you are. So it's kind of a nice thing. You don't have to fight the entirety of a fan base But you can also tell your friends that, well, the fandom can change. Led astray. I was used to being told I was a bad person, that I was dumb. But honestly, that's just how fanbase works. I mean, fanbase logic is never easy. But I honestly never understood how anyone in the Colorado fandom could be that upset with me over the fact that I just didn't know any part of that fan base. I mean, it just boggled the mind how many people in the Colorado anime community actually didn't know I was LP at the time. I literally had to tell people I am not part of the, I mean, not many people realize that I don't really hate people. But I do dislike being called out for something I never did. And the problem with the Colorado anime community is half the time they think they know me and they don't. So that's how I don't really hate people, but I do hate the fact that when I have friends who could put on a microscope and get but also the fact that I live with a very bad grudge over a grudge, and I don't really get it. So, yeah, I'm totally with that. Oh, looks like I got a message. Okay, I gotta go do something with my husband, which means So, I guess I have to call this short.